Earth was quiet, too quiet. For weeks the skies had been normal, the satellites calm and the deep space scanners silent. But everyone inside Earth Command knew something was wrong, they could feel it. A strange tension hung in the air like the moment before a huge storm. General Marcus Hale stood at the center of the command room, staring at the holographic display above him. His jaw was tight, his hands behind his back. He had fought in many battles, but tonight, something felt different, something felt bigger. "Any updates from the outer stations?" he asked. Lieutenant Mara replied, "Still nothing, sir. No enemy signals, no friendly signals. Space is empty." Empty, that was the problem. The enemy had not been seen for 10 days. 10 days was impossible. They always attacked, always pushed, always tested Earth's defenses. Their silence was more frightening than their guns. Marcus looked around the room. Officers marched across the floor. Screens flickered with maps, codes, and sensor readings. The low hum of machines filled the space. Everything looked normal, but everyone felt the same fear. Something was coming, something huge. Far beyond the moon, in the darkness of space, a small listening station floated silently. Outpost Helios 9. It had only 9 crew members, and most of their work was boring. They listened to static and watched stars. But tonight, Officer Ren Blake leaned forward in his chair. Frowning at the screen in front of him, something strange was happening. "Captain," Ren called, "you need to see this." Captain Ellis walked over, sipping cold coffee. "What is it now? Another solar flare?" "No, sir," Ren whispered. "Look." On the screen, a thin white line moved across the radar, slow, smooth, and silent. "It isn't a ship," Ren said. "No known engine signature, no echo, no heat." Captain Ellis put down his coffee. "Then what is it?" "I don't know. It's like a shadow." The line stopped, then the entire radar went black. All screens, all feeds, all systems, just black. Ren's heart pounded. "We've lost everything," Captain Ellis shouted orders. "Back up power now, restart the system." But before they could act, the station lights dimmed. The engines hummed louder, the hull vibrated like something heavy was passing by, something enormous. Ren whispered, "Something is out there." The lights flickered, static roared, then a deep, metallic voice echoed through every speaker in the station, a voice that did not belong to any human. "We see you." Everyone froze. Ren felt cold fear crawl up his spine. "Captain, what do we do?" But Captain Ellis didn't answer. He stared through the viewing window, eyes wide. Ren followed his gaze. Something massive moved in the shadows outside, bigger than the station, bigger than anything Ren had ever seen. It was invisible almost, but small distortions in space, like ripples in water, revealed its shape. A cloaked giant, a hidden monster. Back on Earth, General Marcus Hale was preparing for a routine report when the screen in front of him turned red. A loud alarm echoed across the command center. "Incoming emergency transmission source, Helios 9." Everyone stopped working. "Put it on the main screen," Marcus ordered. A shaky video appeared. Ren Blake's face filled the screen, pale and terrified. "Earth Command, this is Helios 9. Something huge decloaking." His voice cracked. Sparks flew behind him. The station shook violently. Captain Ellis shouted from behind, "Tell them to prepare, tell them." But the transmission cut out, static, silence. Then the screen flashed a final message, Helios 9. Signal lost. The command center went completely quiet. Lieutenant Mara swallowed hard. "Sir, Helios 9 is gone." General Marcus Hale felt the weight of those words. He had lost stations before, he had lost soldiers before, but he had never heard fear like that in a final message. "What was it?" someone asked. Marcus stared at the dead screen. "I don't know." Earth's defense grid activated instantly. Satellites shifted their orbits, weapons powered up, fighters launched into the sky. Every nation locked themselves in emergency protocol. Across the planet, sirens wailed. People ran into shelters, children cried, soldiers prepared for war. But nobody knew what the enemy was. The enemy they had been fighting for years, the Orion swarm, was aggressive, loud, and brutal. They attacked in waves, leaving destruction everywhere, but this wasn't their style. Cloaking, stealth, silence, something new or someone new had stepped into the battlefield. Inside Earth Command, fear turned into chaos. "Mara, get me all long-range sensors." "Yes, sir." "Activate deep scan arrays." "Done." "Any sign of enemy ships?" "Nothing yet, sir." General Marcus Hale gritted his teeth. "Then keep looking." He walked to the main window overlooking the city. Shields shimmered around the skyscrapers. Fighters patrolled in tight formations. Searchlights scanned the sky. Earth looked ready to fight, but Marcus knew the truth. They were not ready, not for this. Far above the Earth in orbit, the first military outpost detected it. Sensor alert, gravitational distortion detected. Commander Lyra Cho stared at the reading. "Impossible, that mass, that size." Her second-in-command stepped closer. "Is it an asteroid?" "No," Lyra whispered. "It's changing direction. Asteroids don't do that." The distortion moved closer and closer and closer. Then a soldier shouted, "It's uncloaking, something's uncloaking." The distortion stretched like liquid metal peeling away from a surface. What appeared beneath it made every soldier freeze. A warship, but not like any ship ever recorded. Its hull looked alive, shifting colors, reflecting starlight, glowing with strange blue veins. The design was ancient yet futuristic, smooth yet battle-scarred. It was massive, bigger than Earth's battleships, bigger than the enemy's cruisers. It looked like a ghost. A silent titan, Commander Lyra Cho whispered, What are you?" The ship drifted forward slowly, silently. Peacefully, almost like it was observing Earth. Then her station received a transmission, no video, only audio, a single calm word, "Stand by." Lyra felt a chill run through her body. Stand by for what? Back on Earth, the transmission reached General Marcus Hale. "It spoke?" he asked. "Yes, sir," Mara answered. "Only one phrase. Did it sound hostile?" "No, not exactly, but strange." Marcus walked toward the holographic display, staring at the shape of the unknown ship. He had seen hundreds of alien designs, but nothing like this. No sharp edges, no engines visible, no weapon ports, yet the raw power around it felt overwhelming. An officer said quietly, "Sir, should we fire?" Marcus shook his head. "No, not yet. We don't shoot until we know what it wants." He waited, everyone waited. Seconds felt like hours, then another alert. "General," Mara shouted. "We've detected a jump signature." Marcus's eyes widened. "Where?" "Everywhere." A new hologram appeared. Ships, thousands of them, enemy ships. The Orion swarm had arrived in massive numbers. They weren't silent anymore. They weren't hiding. They were here for Earth. Marcus slammed his fist on the console. "Sound the alarm. All forces prepare for full invasion." The command center exploded in activity. Fighters launched. Cannons charged. Shields activated. Earth was moments away from war, but something strange happened. The unknown ship, the mysterious giant, moved. It positioned itself between Earth and the invading fleet, silent, still, waiting. General Marcus Hale felt a strange mix of fear and hope. Was it going to attack Earth or defend it? Then the alien voice returned, louder, clearer, almost gentle. "Do not fear. Your courage has been observed. Stand by and watch." Marcus whispered, "Watch what?" The unknown ship's hull began to glow. Blue energy pulsed across its surface. The space around it bent like gravity itself was twisting. Everyone watching realized the same terrifying truth. This ship was about to do something no human technology could ever do. Something powerful, something impossible, and Earth could only wait. General Marcus Hale felt his chest tighten. The moment had come. The moment that would decide the future of humanity. Would this mysterious ship save them or destroy them? The unknown vessel finished charging. The glow stopped. Silence filled space, and then a single beam of energy erupted forward, brighter than lightning, faster than thought. It cut through the enemy fleet like slicing paper. Dozens of enemy ships exploded instantly. Shockwaves rippled across space. Fire and metal filled the darkness. Earth Command gasped. General Marcus whispered, "What are we dealing with?" The invasion had begun. Earth was under attack, but humanity was not alone anymore. Someone or something had joined the fight, a mysterious power, a silent guardian, a hidden force older than any civilization, and it had chosen this moment, Earth's moment of desperation, to reveal itself. But why? That answer would come later. For now, the universe had just changed. Space glowed with the fading light of the unknown ship's attack. Dozens of enemy ships had been erased in a single strike, not damaged. Not broken, erased, like they had never existed. The command center on Earth was silent. No one breathed. No one spoke. Everyone just stared at the holographic display as the mysterious Titan drifted forward, quiet like a shadow, deadly like a storm. General Marcus Hale leaned forward slowly. His voice was rough, almost a whisper. "What kind of weapon was that?" No one answered because no one knew. Lieutenant Mara stared at the readings. "Sir, the energy level we detected is impossible. Our strongest cannons don't even reach 1% of that power." Marcus exhaled deeply. "Then this ship, it's far beyond anything in our universe." Above Earth, chaos ruled the battlefield. The Orion swarm, brutal, merciless invaders, was recovering from the shock of losing so many ships in an instant. Their remaining vessels scattered, trying to form new formations. They were terrified. Even the aliens who were born to destroy were shaking at the sight of something stronger than them. Commander Varkesh of the Orion flagship hissed loudly. His soldiers trembled before him. "What is that ship?" one asked. "It is not from any star map," Varkesh growled. "It is not from any empire. It is an unknown. Should we attack it?" Another asked. Varkesh slammed his claws on the console. "Fool, we attack it, we die." Inside the Orion fleet, panic spread like fire. One unknown ship had changed the entire war. Earth watched, the aliens watched, and the silent giant continued to move. Inside Earth Command, the tension grew. Marcus said, "Have we been contacted again?" "No, sir. Any translation of the symbols on its hull?" "Nothing. The symbols keep changing shape." Marcus froze. "Changing?" "Yes, sir. They move like they're alive." A heavy silence followed. Mara added, "Sir, this ship might not be fully mechanical." Marcus closed his eyes for a moment. A living starship, a concept older than human stories. In orbit, the unknown ship slowed down. Its massive hull glowed softly, lighting the debris around it. Then something unexpected happened. It opened. Not completely, just a small part of the hull slid back silently, revealing a deep blue interior that pulsed like a heartbeat. A sphere of light floated out. It was smooth, soft, glowing. It moved like it was alive. Commander Lyra, who had been watching from the orbital station, gasped. "That's not a drone, it's something else." The sphere moved toward the nearest destroyed Orion ship. It stopped above the burning wreck. Then it released a sound, a low harmonic vibration that traveled through space. And something unbelievable happened. The debris faded into dust, then into particles, then into nothing, completely gone. The sphere cleaned the battlefield. Earth had never seen technology like this. Lyra whispered. Is it protecting us or cleaning something for itself? Down on Earth, thousands of people watched the event on screens. Some cheered, some cried, some prayed, but one question filled every mind. Who are they? In the command center, Marcus said, what are they doing now? Mara's hands shook slightly. Sir, the sphere is scanning our satellites, one by one. Scanning for what? I don't know, but it's not attacking. Marcus nodded slowly. Then this might be communication. He turned to his communication chief. Open all channels. If they want to talk, we're ready. No signal yet, sir. Marcus exhaled. Then we wait. In the Orion fleet, fear turned into pure anger. Commander Varkesh roared, I will not be humiliated by a ghost ship. Prepare the assault formation. His crew hesitated. One asked, but sir, our weapons cannot match. Varkesh struck him across the face. Silence. If we run now, we lose everything. The Orion fleet began moving toward the unknown ship. A stupid decision, a deadly decision, but one fueled by alien pride. Earth Command saw the movement immediately. Mara shouted, General, the Orion fleet is moving closer to the unknown ship. Marcus's eyes widened. Are they planning to attack it? Yes, sir. They're suicidal, Marcus whispered. A full Orion assault could destroy Earth, but attacking the mysterious giant, that was like throwing sand at a mountain. In orbit, the unknown ship remained still. It didn't charge weapons, it didn't retreat, it simply watched the incoming enemy fleet. Like a teacher watching foolish children, the Orion flagship fired first. A huge beam of red energy shot forward fast, bright, deadly. The beam struck the mysterious ship. Everyone on Earth gasped. But when the light faded, the unknown ship remained untouched, not even scratched. The Orion swarm panicked. Their strongest weapon had done nothing. The unknown ship turned slightly, just a shift, a posture, an answer. Then a soft blue wave rippled across its hull. No explosion, no noise, just a wave. The wave spread outward, it touched the enemy ships, and instantly their engines shut down. Their lights went dark, their weapons melted like plastic. Every Orion ship froze in space, powerless, drifting. Commander Varkesh screamed, what is happening? His ship's controls sparked, his power core shut off, his weapons dissolved. It was over. The unknown ship had disabled an entire fleet without killing a single soul, as if it was showing mercy or demonstrating power or both. Earth Command erupted. What did it do? How did it shut down thousands of ships? We've never seen this. General Marcus raised his hand for silence. This ship is operating on a level we cannot understand, but so far it has not harmed us. His voice dropped, but if it wanted to, it could. Everyone felt the weight of that truth. Then the communication system lit up again. A voice spread through every channel, the same voice as before, calm, steady, deep. Your enemy is defeated. You fought bravely, but your world is not ready. Marcus whispered, not ready for what? The voice continued, a greater darkness approaches, one that even you do not know, one that even the Orion fear. Everyone froze, even the enemy feared something else. Marcus asked, who are you? There was silence. Then we are the Wardens, and we guard the hidden paths of the stars. The Wardens, a name that felt ancient, powerful, heavy. Marcus asked quietly, why help us? The voice replied, because your species refuses to kneel. Commander Lyra Cho felt chills run down her arms. Humans were stubborn, loud, emotional, and apparently that impressed the Wardens. Mara whispered, sir, are they testing us? Marcus nodded, yes, and watching us. Mara asked, should we trust them? Marcus stared at the glowing hull of the Warden ship. No, but we should listen. The Warden ship moved again. Its hull opened a second time, this time not to release a sphere but to reveal a window, a massive viewing portal. Through it, everyone saw something shocking, a star map, not a normal map. A living one. Stars moved like fireflies, galaxies rotated like spirals of light, planets glowed with energy. The map projected toward Earth. Mara gasped, sir, those are not our star charts. Marcus leaned forward, no, these are somewhere else. Then the Warden voice returned, this is the map of the Outer Veil, the place your enemy crawled from, the place where the true danger sleeps. A new symbol blinked on the map, a black circle growing. Marcus whispered, what is that? The Wardens answered, a storm of minds, a devourer of worlds. Your war with the Orion is only a shadow of what comes next. The entire command center fell silent. The Wardens were not here to conquer Earth. They were not here to save Earth. They were here because something worse was coming, something powerful enough to terrify even them. Marcus swallowed hard. What do you expect us to do? The answer was calm and clear, prepare. Then the map faded, the hull closed, the blue lights dimmed. And the massive Warden ship began to cloak again, turning transparent, dissolving into space, vanishing like a ghost, but not before saying one final message, we will return when your next test begins. And then it was gone completely. For a full minute no one on Earth spoke, then Marcus finally exhaled. They're gone. Mara whispered, sir, what now? Marcus stared at the empty starfield. We'll prepare, because whatever scared the Wardens will come for us. Humanity had survived today, but a darker future was approaching, and the next test would be far deadlier. 1 week after the Warden ship vanished, Earth was still trying to understand what had happened. The battle was over, the sky was clear, the Orion swarm was defeated at least for now. But nobody felt safe, they felt watched. Earth Command never slept anymore. The lights in the command center stayed on all day and all night. Officers moved like ghosts between screens and holo displays. General Marcus Hale looked older in just 7 days. He had deep lines under his eyes and his voice was more serious than ever. "Status report," he said. Lieutenant Mara stood with a tablet in her hands. "Sir, here's everything as of this morning. The Orion ships are still disabled in orbit. None of them have powered back on. Our science teams are trying to board them." She hesitated. Marcus raised an eyebrow. "And most boarding teams refuse to stay for long. They say the ships feel wrong." "Wrong how?" Mara swallowed, like the walls are listening. Marcus frowned. He didn't believe in ghosts, but after seeing the Wardens erase a fleet in one shot, nothing felt impossible anymore. "Tell them to keep working," he said. "We don't waste an enemy's weakness." In orbit, a military shuttle drifted toward one of the dead Orion cruisers. Inside the shuttle, Captain Elias Ward checked his gear. His team sat in silence, helmets under their arms, weapons locked to their armor. They weren't afraid of normal things, bullets, explosions, vacuum, but stepping onto a dead alien warship from a race that hated humans, that was different. "Listen up," Elias said. "We go in, we scan everything, we bring back data and samples, we don't touch unknown tech, we don't poke anything that glows, we move fast. We move smart, clear." His team answered in one voice, "Clear." They docked with the Orion ship's airlock. The doors opened with a hiss. The first thing they noticed was the smell. It wasn't like death. It was like metal and burnt ash mixed with something sour, like electricity frozen in the air. The corridors inside were dark, lit only by the soldiers' helmet lamps. The walls were made of black metal with organic shapes, as if the ship itself had grown instead of being built. Strange symbols covered the surfaces, similar to scars. "Creepy," one soldier muttered. "Quiet," Elias said. They moved in slowly. As they walked, their radio crackled. "Boarding Team Alpha, this is Orbital Command. Do you copy?" Elias tapped his comm. "We copy, Command. Inside the ship now, no movement, no power, no hostiles." "Understood, Alpha. Be aware, some of our other teams reported strange readings inside similar ships. Gravity shifts, static noises. Don't stay longer than you have to." "Roger that." They passed a large chamber with rows of empty alien seats and broken holoprojectors. Elias stopped there. "Bridge," one of his soldiers asked. "Maybe mark the location," Elias said. "We'll send a larger team later. For now, we head to the power core." They kept moving, deeper, stranger, quieter. Back on Earth, the world tried to act normal. People went to work again. Kids went back to school. Streets were busy, but everyone looked up at the sky more often. Every shooting star, every bright dot, every flicker of light, people wondered, is that them? Are the Wardens watching us? Or is it something worse? On the news, leaders talked about victory and honor and bravery, but ordinary people remembered something else, the unknown voice. A greater darkness approaches. Most people didn't understand what it meant, but they felt it, like a weight on the future. At the Global Science Council building, a group of the smartest humans on Earth met every day in a sealed room. They studied the last thing the Wardens had shown them, the living star map. They had recorded it as best as they could. The map had only been visible for a short time, but that was enough. Dr. Lena Armitage, a quiet scientist with sharp eyes, stood in front of a large display. She pointed to a black circle on the map. "This region," she said, "is what the Wardens called a storm of minds." Other scientists watched carefully. "Is it a black hole?" one asked. "No," Lena said. "It doesn't match any black hole readings. No singularity, no event horizon. It's something else." The Warden showed it as moving. "Moving?" Another scientist repeated. "Yes, slowly, but definitely moving, like a living object." A third scientist said, "Could it be a war fleet, a Dyson swarm, a cluster of machines?" Lena shook her head. "In the old recording," she said softly, "when the Wardens spoke about it, their energy signatures spiked." Meaning, she replied, "that even they were afraid when they showed us this." The room went quiet, then the door opened. General Marcus Hale entered. "How bad is it?" he asked. Lena turned to him. "We're still decoding the map, sir, but we've confirmed one thing." She raised a hand and the map zoomed out, showing a wide region of space. "There," she said, pointing at a dim area, "is the storm of minds." Then she dragged the view, and here the solar system appeared: Earth, the moon, the sun, the familiar orbits. Marcus stared. "What's the distance?" he asked. Lena's voice was steady, but her hands tightened slightly around her tablet. "At its current speed," she said, "it will reach our part of the galaxy in decades, not days, not months, but it's coming." "So we have time," Marcus said. Lena nodded. "Yes, but not enough to relax." "Enough to prepare," he replied. Above Jupiter, strange things were happening. For 3 days straight, deep space observatories recorded powerful bursts of exotic energy from the gas giant's upper atmosphere. "Lightning," one engineer had suggested. "No, too stable. Solar activity doesn't match." Some believed it was just natural, some didn't. One quiet technician named Rafik stared at the data. He noticed a pattern in the energy pulses. Short blast, long blast, pause, short, long. He frowned. That looks like, he muttered, a code. He ran the numbers through a basic pattern recognition system. It came back with 5 words. We are not finished yet. Rafik swallowed. A command, he whispered into his headset. You might want to see this. Inside the dead Orion cruiser, Captain Elias Ward and his team reached a large chamber. Power core, Elias said. It was enormous, a spherical structure with dark cables feeding into it from all directions. The core itself looked burnt out and dead, but the sensors told a different story. Sir, one soldier said, we're picking up something, not power, not radiation, almost like he stopped. Like what? Elias asked. Like a second signal. Elias stepped closer. Explain. The soldier cleared his throat. When the Wardens shut down these ships, they erased the main Orion systems, but something else is buried under that, another code, another program, hidden, Elias asked. Yes, maybe the Orion didn't even know it was there. Elias stared at the dark sphere. Ghost code, he muttered. Sir, never mind, he said. Mark this, we send the data to Earth. No one tries to reboot anything. Understood, understood. He turned to leave. As he did, the chamber lights flickered. Everyone froze. Did you see that? One soldier whispered. No, Elias said quickly. You saw nothing move. They exited the chamber faster than before. No one said it out loud, but each of them thought the same thing. The ships were supposed to be dead. So why did it feel like something inside them was waking up? In Earth Command, reports started to pile up. Strange pulse readings near Jupiter. Static whispers in long-range communication channels. Small glitches in the recorded image of the Warden map, like it was changing frame by frame. Mara placed the latest report on Marcus's desk. He read it and pressed his fingers to his forehead. I miss the old days, he said. What old days, sir? Mara asked. The days when aliens meant small green men in movies, he replied. She smiled faintly, then turned serious again. Sir, we're getting a new transmission. Marcus straightened. From where? Mara hesitated. From an unknown source. On screen, Marcus ordered. The main display flickered. At first there was only static, then a shape appeared. It wasn't a person, it wasn't a face. It was a pattern, circles within circles, lines like branches, symbols that seemed to rearrange themselves. The audio came next. Not a voice, not at first, just a deep hum. Then slowly the hum formed into words, not English, not Orion, something older. The translation systems went crazy. Lines of text scrolled down the side of the screen, unknown language, unknown structure, unknown grammar, but then a single word translated, just one. The system blinked. One human word appeared, hungry. Mara shivered. Sir, she whispered. Did you see that? Marcus nodded slowly. Try again, he said. The system tried to decode more. For a few seconds nothing worked, then another word, coming. The pattern on screen began to rotate faster. The hum grew deeper, lights dimmed, then the screen went black. No source, no coordinates, no origin. The message had come from everywhere or nowhere. Mara looked at Marcus. Sir, was that the storm of minds? Marcus swallowed. I don't know, he said, but I think we just heard it speak. Later that night, Marcus stood alone on the balcony outside the command center. The city lights below glowed softly. The sky above burned with stars. He thought of all the things humanity had survived: wars, plagues, asteroids, the Orion swarm. Now they faced something different. An enemy that spoke through codes and energy bursts. An enemy that moved across galaxies. An enemy that called itself hungry. Marcus clenched his fists. They think we will kneel, he said to himself. He remembered the Warden's words, because your species refuses to kneel. He took a deep breath. Then we'll refuse again. Behind him he heard footsteps. Lena Armitage joined him, holding a small tablet under her arm. General, she said softly, we've discovered something in the map. Marcus looked at her. What now? She showed him the tablet. On it was a zoomed-in section of the Warden's star map. Tiny points of light blinked around the storm of minds. These, she said, are other species, civilizations, systems, all marked, all gone, gone, he repeated. Yes, the Wardens marked them with the same symbol across, as if they were erased. Marcus stared at the storm symbol and the crossed-out stars. How many? Lena answered quietly. Hundreds. The wind felt colder. Marcus looked up at the sky again. They erased hundreds, he said, and now they're coming here. Lena nodded. But there's something else, she added. He turned back toward her. What? She tapped the screen once more. Another symbol appeared, a small circle, not black. Not red, blue, glowing. This, she said, is us. This is our star, our system. Marcus frowned. What's different about it? Lena smiled a little, but it wasn't a happy smile. It's the only one the Wardens didn't mark as prey, she said. It's marked as. She checked the translated data again. Candidate. Marcus's heart beat harder. Candidate for what? He asked. Lena shook her head slowly. I don't know, but deep inside. Both of them understood something. The fight for Earth was no longer just a war for one planet. It was part of something bigger, a test, a selection, a choice in the eyes of beings far beyond them. Somewhere in the darkness, the storm was moving, watching, waiting, and Earth had been noticed. 1 week after the Wardens vanished, Earth believed things were finally calming down. They were wrong, very wrong. Something else had entered the story, and it was nothing like the Wardens. Nothing like the Orion, nothing like anything humanity had met before. The missing ship commander Elias Ward stood inside Orbital Command, staring at the large holoscreen in front of him. The screen showed a single blinking red dot, a missing ship, the Astra 9. It was a small human scout vessel sent to explore the outer solar system. A routine mission, nothing dangerous. But now it had vanished near the Kuiper Belt, a region full of frozen rocks far beyond Pluto. Lieutenant Mara stepped beside him. "Sir, this is the third time the signal appeared." Elias crossed his arms and disappears again. "Yes, sir, only for a second each time." Marcus Hale walked into the room, his voice heavy. "Show me." The screen zoomed in. A short static-filled video played. The recording was only 5 seconds long. 5 seconds of blurry shapes. 5 seconds of strange noise. 5 seconds of a voice crackling through. The voice was distorted, but one word was clear. "Run." Then the video cut out. Mara whispered, "The pilot must still be alive." Marcus nodded slowly, "Or something else is using his signal." Elias felt chills on his arms. Something about the static wasn't normal. It sounded alive, like it was breathing. The edge of the solar system at the same time, far from Earth, another team scanned deep space. This team worked on the Horizon Spire, Earth's largest space observatory. Analyst Rafik, the same man who discovered the coded message from Jupiter, leaned closer to his monitor. His hands shook slightly. On the screen was a huge image of the outer solar system, stars, dust, gas clouds, and something else, something new, something wrong. A faint circular pattern, barely visible, glowed far beyond Neptune. Rafik adjusted the filters. The pattern sharpened, then sharpened again. Then it became clear, a giant ring of dark energy. Moving, slow, silent, steady, he whispered to himself, "This was not here yesterday." He tapped his headset. Horizon Spire to Earth Command, urgent priority message. The first wake-up back in Earth orbit. Elias Ward and his boarding team were inside another disabled Orion cruiser. It had been dead for a week. No power, no movement, silent, but today the ship felt different, too warm, too alive. Elias checked his scanner again. "Status?" he asked. His soldier looked at the readings. "Sir, there's energy inside the walls." "The walls," Elias repeated. "Yes, sir, not the core, not the systems, the walls themselves, like something is moving inside them." A slow, deep vibration trembled through the metal floor beneath them. Boom, boom, boom. Elias raised his weapon. "All teams evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate." They ran through the dark corridors. As they reached the airlock, the ship lights flickered. Orange, then white, then red. The ship was waking up, but not like before. It didn't sound mechanical. It sounded like breathing. As the team jumped into the shuttle, one soldier screamed. "Look," they turned. Behind the viewing window of the Orion cruiser, 2 glowing red shapes appeared, eyes watching. Then the ship let out a low humming sound, not machine-like, not alien, but something older. A voice whispered through the static of their radios, a deep, hungry voice. Still hungry, Elias slammed the launch button. The shuttle blasted away, leaving the awakening Orion ship drifting in silence, but not dead, not anymore. Earth Command Crisis Meeting. General Marcus Hale listened to 3 different crises at once. Elias Ward reported the awakening Orion ship. Rafik reported the dark ring forming beyond Neptune. The Horizon Spire reported a new burst of unknown energy coming from deep space. Marcus rubbed his forehead. "Mara," he said, "tell me the good news." She stared at her tablet. "There is no good news, sir." He sighed, "Then give me the bad." Mara tapped the screen. Satellite DR-17 captured a new video near the Kuiper Belt. "Near the missing ship." "Yes, sir," and she hesitated. Elias stepped closer. "Show it." The screen flickered. A distant view appeared, dark space filled with drifting ice chunks. Then something huge moved between the asteroids, a shape the camera struggled to focus on. A mass of swirling darkness, like smoke, like shadows alive, like thousands of minds whispering together. The video zoomed in. A massive eye-like shape formed inside the dark cloud. It turned. It looked directly at the camera. The video shook violently, and the same voice spoke again. "We see you." The transmission cut. Everyone in the room felt cold. Marcus finally said the words none of them wanted to speak, the storm of minds. The Lost Scout's final message. A technician entered the room. "General, we recovered another 5 seconds from the Astra 9. Play it," Marcus ordered. The video began. Static, light, dark shapes. The pilot's face appeared for 1 second, pale, eyes wide with terror. Behind him, something huge moved past the window, something with long, flowing tendrils made of black energy. The pilot screamed, "It's not a ship, it's alive, don't let it." The video froze. Then the audio continued alone, a whisper, a chorus of thousands, almost like multiple minds speaking at the same time. "Candidate," Mara whispered. "That's the word the wardens used." Marcus nodded. "The wardens didn't come to save us," he said slowly. "They came to warn us." The broken Orion fleet. Suddenly, the command screens lit up. Every disabled Orion ship in orbit began sending signals. Thousands of signals, all the same, all broadcasting the exact same message. A single word, a single sound, a single warning. "Run." Marcus froze. Mara dropped her tablet. Elias whispered, "The Orion, they are afraid." Marcus clenched his jaw. "If the Orion are scared of something," he said, "then humanity should be terrified." The darkness speaks again. The lights flickered. The air grew cold. Every radio, every screen, every computer, they all turned on by themselves. The same whisper returned, not loud, not angry, just hungry. We are close. Every symbol on the Warden map lit up. The Storm of Mind symbol pulsed once, twice, 3 times. The lights in command dimmed. Marcus shouted, "Shut down all channels." "It's not us," a technician yelled. The whisper grew louder. "We hunger." Then something new appeared on the screen. Not a symbol, not a map, not a warning. A countdown. It started at 20:00:00 20 hours and began ticking down. 1959, 59, 1959, 58, 1959, 57. Elias whispered, "General, what happens in 20 hours? Marcus stared at the screen. His answer was quiet, almost broken. "I think," he said, "that's when it arrives. The first tier in space at the outer edge of the solar system. Near the dark ring Rafik detected earlier, space began to bend. Stars twisted, gravity warped, dark energy flowed like liquid. A giant crack appeared in the darkness. A tier in space itself, a hole, a gateway, and something moved inside it, huge, shifting, alive, made of shadows and minds and hunger. Its tendrils reached out like claws made of night. The Storm of Minds had found Earth. Ending of Part 4. Earth was no longer preparing. Earth was running out of time. The Wardens had chosen humanity as a candidate. The Storm of Minds had chosen them as prey. And now the real war was about to begin. For 20 hours, Earth waited for something they did not understand. For 20 hours, the countdown on every screen kept ticking down. For 20 hours, humanity felt the universe watching them. The Wardens were gone. The Orion were broken. The Storm of Minds was coming. Everyone sensed it. Everyone feared it. But no one could stop it. The dark gate expands at the far edge of the solar system. The tier in space, the twisted crack, grew larger each hour. By the 15-hour mark, it was the size of a city. By the 10-hour mark, it was the size of a continent. By the final hours, it was the size of a small planet, a swirling black ring of impossible shadows, a gateway for something old, something powerful, something hungry. Inside the ring, the darkness pulsed like a heartbeat. Boom, 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 the sound carried through the vacuum in a way no natural sound should. It rattled deep space sensors, it shook the hull of human ships, it even vibrated through the bones of astronauts. Every scientist on Earth confirmed the same thing. This was not a weapon, not a fleet, not a creature. It was a collective mind, a storm of thoughts, a swarm of consciousness, a hive older than stars. The same one the Wardens feared, the same one that erased hundreds of civilizations. And Earth was next. Earth Command, panic in the air. Marcus Hale stood at the center of the command room, facing a dozen giant screens. Each one showed something terrifying. The countdown, 04:00:00, the gate growing larger, the missing Astra 9 drifting toward the darkness, Orion ships in orbit shaking violently, strange waves of psychic pressure hitting the moon. Lieutenant Mara couldn't stop shaking. "Sir, the storm, it's reading our thoughts." Marcus turned sharply. "Explain." "It's sending signals that match human brain patterns. We think it's searching." "For what?" "Us." Marcus grimaced. The Orion's last warning. Suddenly, every disabled Orion ship lit up with red light. A deep alarm echoed across Earth's orbit. Then a single transmission came from the Orion flagship, a message filled with fear. A rough alien voice shouted, "You must flee, the Devourer wakes." Elias Ward blinked. Devourer. Mara typed quickly, searching old alien files. Her face turned pale. "Sir, the Orion never wanted our planet. They were running." Marcus frowned. "Running from what?" Mara pointed at the screen. "This." The lost ship reappears near the gate. The missing scout ship Astra 9 suddenly powered on. Its engines flickered, its lights glowed, it moved on its own. But nobody was piloting it. Its communications came alive, static, then a whisper. "Help me!" Elias leaned forward. "The pilot, he's alive." A distorted face appeared. His eyes were wrong, too dark, too empty, too still. The pilot whispered again. "Don't let it in," Mara asked softly. "Let what in?" The pilot screamed. His mouth opened far wider than humanly possible. A chorus of voices spoke through him. "We hunger." And the transmission ended. Humanity prepares its last defense. Human militaries united for the first time in history. Thousands of ships moved into position. Battle groups formed around the moon, around Earth, and along Mars' orbit. Ion cannons charged, railguns locked on, missile silos opened, but Marcus Hale knew the truth. "No amount of missiles can stop a mind," he whispered. "Still, they had to try. Earth would not kneel. Earth would fight, even if they died doing it." The first touch at 00:45:00, the gate pulsed with blinding light. A massive tendril of dark energy shaped like smoke and lightning stretched across space. It touched one of the disabled Orion ships. Instantly, the ship disintegrated into dust, not exploded, not destroyed, just erased as if it had never existed. The second tendril reached out, then a third, then 100. They touched the other Orion ships, and each one dissolved the same way. The Devourer was clearing the battlefield. It wanted nothing between it and Earth. Rafik makes a discovery far away in the Horizon Spire Observatory. Analyst Rafik stared at his computer in shock. The gate was sending pulses of energy, but not random. Patterns, signals, messages. He ran a filter. The pulses translated to human language. "We know you, we hear you, you taste bright, you taste new, you taste alive," Rafik whispered. "Oh my God, it's speaking." He sent the translation to Earth Command immediately. Mara read it aloud. Elias shook his head slowly. This thing eats planets. Marcus clenched his jaw. It doesn't just eat planets, he said. It eats minds. The final phase begins. The countdown hit 0010 10 minutes left. Every ship in Earth's defense grid aimed its weapons at the gate. Marcus stood tall. Transmit to all human forces, he said. Mara nodded and opened the channel. Marcus spoke with a voice that carried through millions of speakers. Soldiers of Earth, this is our line. This is our world. We face something that has wiped out hundreds of civilizations, but we are not like them. We fight to the last breath. We fight together. We fight because we are human. A roar erupted across every battlefield. Elias closed his visor. For Earth, Mara whispered, for humanity. The gate opens fully at 000100. The gate exploded with light. A giant shape emerged. Not one creature, not one ship, not one mind. A massive swarm of shifting darkness, billions of thoughts fused together, stretching across space like a cosmic beast. It had no face, no form, no limits, but deep inside the swirling mass a gigantic skull-like shape formed, empty eyes, rotating jaws of shadow, a maw that consumed light. The Devourer had arrived, and its first words echoed across the solar system. We see you, bright candidates. We come to feed. Earth fires first. Marcus stabbed the command button. All weapons fire. The solar system exploded with light, missiles, laser beams, kinetic slugs, ion blasts, nuclear detonations. The stars went white from the brightness of the attack. Everything hit the Devourer, everything, and it swallowed the blast whole like eating dust. Then it grew bigger, Marcus whispered. It fed on our weapons. Mara stared at the screen, trembling. General, how do we fight something that gets stronger when we attack? Marcus clenched his teeth. We don't stop fighting. Ending of Part 4, setting up Part 5. The Devourer shifted its mass. A dark hand-like shape formed. It reached toward Earth. Earth's shields lit up. Earth's skies glowed. The ground shook, and the Devourer spoke again, soft, quiet, horrifying. Beginning feast, the war for humanity had begun, and Earth stood alone. The Devourer stretched across the solar system like a living night sky. Its shadow covered the orbit of Saturn. Its tendrils touched the rings of Neptune. Its thoughts echoed through the void. Every time it spoke, the lights on Earth flickered. Every time it pulsed, people felt pressure in their minds. Not physical pressure, psychic pressure. A weight behind the eyes, a whisper behind the thoughts. A hunger behind the soul. The first mindquake at exactly 0000:10 on the countdown, the Devourer released its first true attack. Not a laser, not a weapon, not a strike. A mindquake, a wave of psychic force rolled across the solar system. The moon's surface cracked, space stations shook, human ships tumbled uncontrollably. On Earth, people screamed. Millions fell to their knees, clutching their heads, not from pain, from something worse. A voice inside their minds. A voice that wasn't theirs. We see you. We know you. We hunger for you. Hospitals overflowed, lines of communication overloaded, half of Earth lost power. General Marcus Hale grabbed the edge of the table to stay standing. His vision blurred, dark shapes flickered in his mind, a world collapsing, civilizations dying, stars going dark, memories that weren't his. The Devourer was showing him what it had done, what it would do again. Mara's collapse on the command floor. Lieutenant Mara collapsed onto the ground, her hands pressed to her ears, her eyes rolled back, her voice trembled. Sir, it's in my thoughts, it's searching. Marcus knelt next to her. Mara, stay with me, she whispered, barely conscious. It wants our memories, our fear, our hope, all of us. Then her body went cold, not dead, just empty, like her mind had been pulled away and pushed back in seconds. Elias Resistance meanwhile in orbit. Commander Elias Ward stared into space from his ship's window. He felt the mindquake crash into him like a tidal wave. For a moment he thought he would drown in it, but something inside him resisted, a strength he didn't know he had. He clenched his jaw, he fought the voice, he pushed back, and somehow the Devourer felt it. He heard a new whisper, this one pushes back. Interesting, Elias gasped for air. The Devourer noticed him, it marked him, it would not forget him. Child who heard more across the world, millions suffered, but one child in Japan, a girl named Eika, reacted differently. While the Devourer overwhelmed minds, Eika sat up in her bed, calm. Her mother panicked. Eika, are you okay? Eika looked at the ceiling, her eyes glowed faint blue. She whispered, it's speaking. Her mother froze. What's speaking? Eika held her chest. The dark one, the hungry one. Honey, what is it saying? Eika turned to her mother. It's afraid. Her mother blinked. Afraid of what? Eika spoke slowly. Of the ones who marked us with blue, the wardens. The warden map activates back in the Global Science Council. Dr. Lena Armitage stared at her screen in horror. The warden star map, once a dim hologram, was now glowing bright blue. Every symbol pulsed, every line shifted. Then the map changed, rearranged, reformed. A new path appeared. A single trail of blue dots leading across the galaxy. Marcus's voice came through the comms. Doctor, what's happening? Lena zoomed in. The map, it's showing us something. What? A weakness. Rafik's breakthrough at the Horizon Spire Observatory. Rafik stared at the Devourer's energy patterns. They seemed chaotic, random, wild, but suddenly they weren't. He squinted. The patterns repeated. The pulses were identical, like a heartbeat, a rhythm. He ran the numbers, then gasped. Oh my God, he tapped his headset. Horizon Spire to Earth Command, General Hale needs to hear this now. Marcus answered immediately. What is it? Rafik stammered, the Devourer, it's not one mind. Marcus narrowed his eyes. Explain, it's billions of minds fused together, but they don't beat as one, they beat in layers, in cycles. And if we interrupt one layer, we break its balance. Marcus's heart pounded. You're saying it has a weak point. Rafik nodded, sweating. Yes, sir. And I know where it is. The awakening child connects the dots. Eika, the child from Japan, sat silently as her mother called for help. Her eyes still glowed blue. She whispered, I can see the storm inside the dark one. Her mother cried, Baby, what are you talking about? Eika shook her head. It's like a puzzle. She drew a circle on the bed with her finger. Inside it she made little dots. Some dots connected, some didn't. Then she circled one dot at the bottom. This one, she whispered, this dot hurts the whole thing. Her mother didn't understand, but Earth Command did. Eika's drawing matched Rafik's data. The warden signal returns inside Earth Command. The lights flickered. Screens went blue. Marcus froze. Is it the Devourer? Mara shook her head weakly. No, sir, it's different. A voice filled the room. A calm, deep, controlled voice. A voice they heard only twice before. Children of Saul. Marcus straightened. The wardens, the voice continued. The Devourer has seen you. The Devourer desires you, but the Devourer can be wounded. Lena whispered, they are helping us. Marcus didn't know whether to be relieved or terrified. The first instruction, the wardens projected a symbol onto the hologram, a sphere with one point marked. Rafik gasped. That's the same weak point I found. Eika whispered from across the world, hit the bottom, strike the unbalanced mind. And at that moment, Earth finally understood this was not a physical target. It was a psychic target, a flaw in the Devourer's mind, a glitch in the storm. Earth's first strike. Marcus issued the order, all psychic dampeners to maximum, all neural amplifiers online, all telepathic defense stations prepared. This wasn't a normal battle. It wasn't missiles versus armor. It wasn't lasers versus shields. It was mind versus mind. Humanity prepared its first psychic strike. People across Earth focused, meditated, centered their minds. Eika whispered to the sky, now the psychic pulse. Earth's global neural array fired, not a weapon, a thought, a unified human thought, millions of minds pushing in the same direction. The pulse shot into space like a wave of blue light. It reached the Devourer. It pierced one of its inner layers. The marked weak point. The Devourer screamed. Every radio, every screen, every speaker, every human mind. All heard the same thing, a roar of pure pain. You dare. The Devourer convulsed, trembled, shrank slightly, the first real damage it had taken in billions of years. Mara gasped. It worked. Lena whispered. We heard it. Elias grinned through clenched teeth. We can fight it. Marcus said the words humanity needed. We can win. The Devourer's answer. The Devourer stabilized, it shifted, it turned toward Earth. Its enormous skull-like shape reformed, its tendrils spread. Its voice shook the universe, then let the feast become a war. The Devourer screamed across the solar system, a cosmic roar so loud that even planets trembled. It had been wounded for the first time in ages, for the first time in billions of years, for the first time since it began eating civilizations, and the one species that heard it, the tiny, fragile, loud, rebellious humans, had suddenly gone from prey to threat. The Devourer stopped moving. It stared at Earth not with eyes but with anger. The space around it bent inward as its mass shifted. The feast becomes a war. Every communication system on Earth buzzed with its voice. Every scientist stopped breathing. Every soldier tightened their grip on their weapons. Humanity had crossed a line, and now they had to survive what came next. The first physical attack up near Mars orbit, Defense Station Perseus detected an incoming surge. General Hale. Incoming object from the Devourer, fast-moving, no known signature. Marcus Hale narrowed his eyes. Size, the analyst swallowed, sir, the size of a city. A massive chunk of the Devourer broke off from its swirling body, a crater-like shard of darkness moving at impossible speed, a spear made of shadows. It launched toward Earth. Impact predicted in 8 minutes, Mara shouted. Marcus slammed his fist on the table. All orbital defenses fire. Dozens of Earth ships launched missiles. Laser batteries fired continuously. Railguns unleashed slugs at hypersonic speed, all hitting the shadow spear, all doing nothing. The spear came closer and closer and closer. Eika wakes the blue light far below on Earth. The young girl Eika sat on her bed, eyes glowing blue. Her mother cried and held her tight. Eika, what are you doing? Stop, please. Eika whispered softly, I see the Devourer's attack. I see its thoughts. I see its hunger. Her voice shifted deeper, older, echoing, not her own. The blue ones left a mark in me, the warden's touch. Eika raised her small hand. A sphere of faint blue light floated above her palm. It grew brighter, brighter, brighter. Then it shot upward like lightning, through the ceiling, through the sky, into space. The spear breaks just as the Devourer's shadow spear neared Earth's upper atmosphere. A blue beam struck it. The entire spear shattered like glass. Billions of shards of darkness scattered, then dissolved into dust. Marcus froze. What was that? Mara looked at her sensors. Sir, that was warden energy. Marcus whispered, but the wardens aren't here. Mara nodded slowly. Sir, the signal came from Earth. Elias unlocked something inside himself. Commander Elias Ward stared at the shattered spear outside his ship's window. Suddenly he felt something, a warm pulse in his chest, a spark like electricity under his ribs. He grabbed the edge of the console, his heart pounded. He heard whispers, not from the Devourer, from something else, a calm, steady voice, a voice that belonged to the Wardens. You resisted the mindquake. You are a carrier of the human signal. You can shape thought into force. Elias gasped. What is happening to me? The voice answered, Ascension. The Devourer shifts strategy. The Devourer watched the spear fail. Its form rippled with anger. Billions of minds snarled at once. The blue touch remains. The candidates hide among their children. We will root them out. It formed new shapes. Hundreds of smaller shadow creatures split from its body, each creature shaped like a floating skull with tendrils. Each one pulsing with hunger. They spread out in a swarm, heading toward Earth, heading toward the Moon, heading toward Mars, heading toward human ships in every direction. Humanity's first real fight. Elias Ward commanded his fleet. All ships form around Earth's shield grid, engines on maximum. We hold the line here. Human fighters launched, drones deployed, battle cruisers moved into formation. The first wave of shadow skulls approached. Their mouths opened wider than physics allowed, screaming, not sound, thought, pure terror, pure hunger. Human ships opened fire, lasers hit them and the shadows screamed, breaking apart. Railgun slugs pierced their forms and the skulls evaporated, missiles exploded and light tore pieces of darkness into nothing. Humanity finally landed real hits, but the Devourer sent more, hundreds, thousands, millions. A swarm of living nightmares. Aka's second vision. Aka's blue eyes dimmed as she collapsed back onto her bed. Her mother caught her. Aka, wake up, the girl murmured. The Devourer is angry but also scared. Scared of what, sweetheart? Aka opened her glowing eyes just a little. They cannot take what they cannot swallow. Her mother blinked. What does that mean? Aka pointed toward the sky. It means we must not fight alone. Lena decodes the final Warden message inside the Global Science Council. Dr. Lena Armitage analyzed the now active Warden map. The blue trail, the one the Wardens had revealed, pulsed faster, signaling something, calling something. Marcus connected through hologram. Doctor, what is it trying to tell us? Lena zoomed in. It's not a map anymore. Marcus frowned. Then what is it? A signal. A signal to who? Lena whispered. To the Wardens. Marcus froze. They're coming back. Lena nodded slowly. Yes, General, they heard us fight. The second mindquake hit suddenly. The Devourer erupted again. Another psychic wave burst across space. More powerful, more invasive, more violent. People screamed across the world. Birds fell from the sky. Glass shattered. The ground cracked. Elias felt the mindquake crash into him, but this time he didn't collapse. His chest glowed faint blue. His mind stayed intact. The Warden whisper returned. Stand. He did. Earth's mind unites in Earth Command. Marcus held onto the railing as the mindquake ripped through the room. Mara screamed, falling to the floor. Technicians clutched their heads. Screens flickered with shadows. Marcus forced himself upright. His voice came out as a growl. Earth, stand your ground. Millions heard him through emergency broadcasts. People clenched fists, held each other, grit their teeth, and pushed back. The mindquake weakened. Just a bit, just enough. The Devourer learns fear inside the cosmic storm. Billions of minds whispered together. They resist. They push back. They evolve. The Devourer recoiled for the first time. Humans had done something no species had ever done. They survived 2 mindquakes. They hurt the Devourer. They fought back with thought, and now the Wardens were returning. The Devourer realized something terrible. Humanity was not prey. Humanity was becoming something else. A threat. A rival, a candidate, and candidates do not kneel. Ending of Part 7. Prepare for Part 8. Aka whispered from her bedroom. They are here. Elias felt blue fire spread through his veins. Lena's map flashed bright. Marcus stared as space behind Earth split open with white light, not darkness. Light. A new gateway formed, and from it dozens of colossal ships emerged, blue, silent, ancient, powerful. The Wardens had returned to fight, to judge, to finish the test. Earth's real war was only beginning.